Daytona DMAX comes to Clay Pigeon, and it's time for the light enduro competition. This is going to be a tight one, but for the first time this season, it's Jack O'Neill fighting for the championship on pole position. That's a satisfying moment.
Absolutely, first pole of the year. Very pleased with that, although it's going to be an unbelievable race looking at how close the time. So I think it's the closest qualifying session we've had all year. I think it's only 0.07 in between the top four, so I might be on pole now, but it's anybody's race. And the top 16 covered by under a second, so there is absolutely an open playing field. What is it about this circuit that's going to make the factor over the course of an hour? Just being consistent as you can. Any mistakes, you're going to be compromised massively over the course of the lap. You know, having an off at the first corner that you can going along the grass, that's going to ruin your race. You just need to be smooth and solid at the start and then be there for the end of the race. But no, I'm looking forward to this one. This should be great. Fantastic. Well, we'll see what you can make of it. Have a great race out there. Cheers, Jake. Fantastic. So, with Jack O'Neill on the top spot, I've got to hand over to DJ. He's found Dante Dhillon.
I have indeed. Dante Dhillon, second place on the grid, 39.809. Is it first time here, or have you been here before?
I came here last year. That was the last time I came here. I think that was my second time here. So today, third time. Yeah, I didn't come yesterday. Came up today, had a pretty good quality session, so I'm very pleased with that. It's first time I haven't had my parents here, so maybe that's got something to do with it as well. No grief, but no grief. Nah.
No, excellent stuff. A lot of quick guys around you. As I say, top 16, as Jake said earlier, separated by less than a second, so it's going to be an incredibly close race between all. You looking forward to it? I mean, it's a tight first corner.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Starting on the outside, not too sure what will happen there, because at the start we don't have much grip at all. A lot of people like to go in there really fast, you know, sometimes loading as well, because they just misjudge the braking point, especially when the brakes are cold as well. So I just want to be clean for the first lap. Hopefully from there on have a good race with the people who are around us. A second is still quite a fair bit around this track. So yeah, but looking at the times at the top, closest quality session, as Jack said, really looking forward to it.
No, excellent stuff. Best of luck for the race.
Archie Elliott being in fourth position for this one, right in there, tucked up behind Sam Lovelace. Archie, this is the first time you've been on the second row of the grid at this point in the season. It's going to be very, very tough to get a decent result. Where can you see yourself at the end of an hour?
I wouldn't be too forward on coming in near the top two, but I'm just focused on trying to keep a clean start, like Dante said, just trying to keep with the top four and then try and see where I end up from there.
And this is one of those circuits where, in cooler conditions, the racing line can really change over the course of the hour. Are you prepared for how the track is going to evolve?
Yeah, I'll probably have to adapt to it, obviously, but I'm just going to have to try and keep to the lines of the top drivers, and if I can keep to that, then I'm going to end up with a pretty good result.
Fourth position, not bad for the youngest man on the grid. Let's see what you can make out of the next hour.
Thank you.
Really, really exciting battle, this. And obviously, with those sorts of talents up at the sharp end, and you've got to take into account as well the fact that the championship contenders, Max O'Shaughnessy leading the championship, Cameron Khan in third, they're back on the fourth row. So there's so many factors coming into this one.
There really is. But I think the one thing that they need to do is just get a good, clean start, not worry about anything. I mean, they're so close next to each other. It's just, it could all go wrong. You know, these guys, they may be at the back. But if these guys are all excited to be at the front for the first time, could go wrong, but hopefully it's a good clean start and we have a good race.
Yep, 9/10 of a second covering the top 8 rows on the grid. You'd be barking mad to miss this one. Let's wind it up for the Daytona DMAX Light Enduro, and this is a critical point in the championship. There's still only 86 points covering the top 4, and it's a topsy-turvy grid formation as well. Jack O'Neill on pole position from Dante, Dhillon, Sam Lovelace and Archie Elliott. Harrison Pugh and Richard Lacey on the third row of the grid from Max O'Shaughnessy and Cameron Khan. Harvey McBrien is alongside Boyd Wayne Jr. to round out the top 10 from Sam Hampshire and Gus Silvera. Ben Ireland and Josh Davis. Fraser Brunton is in there with Jordan Bowley, with Paul Tate and a very disappointed Ben Leslie. Nikolai Angelov, Jonathan Leck and Victor Benea making up the field. But in terms of the championship ramifications, this is going to be a very tough battle on the first lap. So many factors to take into account, but none the least of which is that Jack O'Neill is on pole for the first time this season, and alongside him on that grid is not the championship opposition, Anthony. His main opposition, Max O'Shaughnessy, is down on the fourth row. To the left, it's O'Neill. To the right, it's Dhillon. Now they're going to get a good start in procedure. Let's make sure they all go round together in formation this time. There is the start. That's much better. And through we go through the first corner. And already Archie Elliott is making a bold move around the outside to come up to second position if he can get there. Round the outside of Dante Dhillon, he slots back into third. But what a start for Archie Elliott. That was absolutely amazing. Now he's going to get Dante Dhillon on the way out of the turn, and he's in a second place. The youngest man in the field is second behind Jack O'Neill.
Very, very good start from all the drivers. Incredibly close, but incredibly clean. There's a little bit of contact there with Max O'Shaughnessy into the hairpin with Harrison Pugh, but I think they all get round and get by. Cameron Khan again just behind as well.
A brilliant start to this race, but O'Neill is in command. Archie Elliott, having got into second place, is already starting to get clear, but it is Dhillon battling away with Lovelace for third position, and Lovelace looks like he's already going to try and start a very good run for third position. Fifth place, that looks to me like it is still Richard Lacey moving his way forward. No, that's Max O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy has come up into fifth position now, so he is making progress. Harrison Pugh has got himself into seventh place behind Lacey. Then it is a very good run further up. Meanwhile, Josh Davis, I think it was, or is that Gus Silvera, overtaking 4 people in one move at the first corner. Absolutely amazing run, and that has definitely raised to his game as they come through. It is O'Neill out in front, Elliott in second place, then Dhillon, Lovelace, Lacey, O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy in front of Pugh now and Lacey, who's slipped back to 7th position. But Josh Davis up 4 places on that lap in one corner at the first turn. Amazing. Absolutely brilliant. But it's O'Neill who leads. Archie Elliott, now the fastest driver on track, on a 40.797 for the first lap of the race. Third place Dhillon, as up the inside Lovelace has to defend from O'Shaughnessy, as up the inside as well Khan is trying to get his way past Richard Lacey, and that's not working in the SE, so he's going to have to go for the last corner up the inside. Lacey is resisting, puts his hand in the air as if to say, come on, that is not an overtaking move, you've just barged me wide. Archie Elliott is working his magic in second place, having to hold on with a very hard charging Dante Dhillon behind, who leaps for the move. Dhillon is through into second, but Elliott is coming straight back at him on the return, and Dante Dhillon is absolutely furious about the retaliation move from Archie Elliott. He now comes straight back at him, dives for the inside, there's not a lot of space, and these two are in real danger of losing ground to Jack O'Neill if they keep this scrap up. And Max O'Shaughnessy is going to try and make the move on Dhillon. Dhillon is being very protective of that place, and O'Shaughnessy's through, and off in front of them that looks like Victor Benea. Victor Benea has gone off there at the hairpin, so yellow flags fly. Now Dante Dhillon held on to the place in front of O'Shaughnessy because the yellow flag was out, so well read by Max O'Shaughnessy. But third place for Dhillon, right in behind Archie Elliott. Jack O'Neill is loving this though out front.
So yeah, Max O'Shaughnessy right on the back of Dante Dhillon as they're going through and giving it a punch. It looked like Dante Dhillon's throwing his hands up, yeah, as they're coming into the yellow sector now. So hopefully they should slow down. There is a marshal on the circuit.
And that's fine, no major problems there, and no time lost. Just a reminder to all the drivers behind, the yellow flag is out, so we're not going to overtake each other, are we? And they managed to behave themselves. Jack O'Neill in front, Archie Elliott second, third is Dhillon. Here comes O'Shaughnessy though. O'Shaughnessy is really dialing in a move on Dante Dhillon. Dhillon is making that cut as wide as possible, trying to get as much speed through the line as they can. But this is going to be a very tough run. O'Shaughnessy trying to come right down the outside. Can he hold it to the outside line and then tuck it for the inside at turn 2? Yes, he does. And O'Shaughnessy through into third position. Beautiful. Further back, Khan is going for the inside of his colleague Harrison Pugh. Khan is trying to get on the inside there. Harrison Pugh eventually having to let him go. So Cameron Khan making his way and now up into 6th position behind Sam Lovelace, who is trying to stay in touch with Dante Dhillon. I have to say, I did wonder if Dhillon was going to be a little bit closer to these two by this point, but Dhillon doesn't seem to have the same sort of pace now as these two. Is he just holding back a little bit in the hope that later on in the race these two will wear each other out and he can get the place back regardless?
I suspect that's probably what's going through his head. I mean, you can see O'Shaughnessy on the move.
Up the inside at turn 2. Perfect move from O'Shaughnessy, just as he did to Dhillon a few laps ago. Archie Elliott still there in third position. He's got plenty of reason to still keep the confidence sky high, but that is done and dusted for Max O'Shaughnessy in second. Archie Elliott just having a little sniff back at him just to remind Max O'Shaughnessy is there. But yes, Dhillon in 4th position, just hanging back a little bit. Maybe he's playing the long game.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, Jack O'Neill is still ahead. He's got a gap of 3.1 seconds to anyone else. but we definitely have to keep an eye on Max O'Shaughnessy's gap.
O'Shaughnessy ran wide at the final turn, and Elliott's got a chance to come back at him. He tries to keep the car to the inside, eventually has to slam on the brakes, and the back end tucks out. So Elliott has to slot back into O'Shaughnessy, but I'll tell you what, Archie Elliott, the youngest man in the field, is not giving Max O'Shaughnessy an easy time of it, and Max actually having to signal to Archie, we're losing time to Jack. Do you want to win this race, or do you want to be second? Meanwhile, Dante Dhillon is looking ever threatening behind Archie Elliott as they run for third position behind Max O'Shaughnessy. Great fight back this from the fourth row for Max O'Shaughnessy, and it is damage limitation. At this stage, he doesn't have to panic about losing a race to Jack O'Neill. He's got 29 points on him, so Jack is only going to gain, 5 points on him. In fact, if it stayed like that for the rest of the season, O'Shaughnessy would still win the championship, although, based on the dropped scores, Max O'Shaughnessy needs to get as many decent results for the rest of the year as he can, because he has a lower dropped score to get rid of than Jack O'Neill does. So a bit of a moment there.
It's the number 32 he's trying to get past.
Oh, that's Harvey McBrien. That's for position.
Oh, that's for position.
That's for position, and he dives up the inside. Fraser Brunton makes the move on Harvey McBrien, and he's going to be followed into the S's with him. A brilliant bit of driving there from Josh Davis, and now watch for Boyd Wayne Jr. Boyd Wayne Jr. is going to try and make exactly the same move, but Fraser Brunton has got to the front of that queue, and that puts him in 9th place, chasing down Richard Lacey.
Well,
Dante Dhillon has got past Archie Elliott. Archie Elliott's had a slow lap, so has Dhillon. I'm not sure what's happened there, but Archie Elliott is now down behind Dante Dhillon. So Elliott is down to 4th position, and I'm not entirely sure what it was that caused that one, but Archie Elliott has slipped down out of the top 3. With an opportunity coming out of the final turn. Here he goes. Lovelace has dropped to the back of that little triumvirate now.
Yeah.
So Khan is through, Pugh is through, but here comes Lovelace up for a scrap on the inside line at turn 2. Has to hang back. Harrison Pugh, meanwhile, goes for Cameron Khan, and he gets through. Dante Dhillon is very vulnerable here if he gets an opportunity. So Archie Elliott's come very fast off the turn. Dante Dhillon trying to protect that inside line. Here's an opportunity for Archie Elliott. Dante Dhillon moves across to protect. If he goes out wide, this is Archie Elliott's chance into the S's. He's going to make the lunge. Dhillon turns in, and there's not a lot of room. Archie Elliott squeezed. Oh, Dante Dhillon being ultra defensive there on Archie Elliott. He is not allowing Archie to come through into 3rd position there.
It was heavy contact. I mean, it was side-by-side rubbing his racing. I mean, Dante should have looked on the inside. It was an opportunistic move from Archie Elliott, but a good move nonetheless.
Well, the key is we've seen that move happen in each of the 2 classes prior to this one, so we know that that overtaking move can work, and that probably should have done from Archie Elliott. Archie is not going to be phased by this. He's going to just come back for another go. Same move, same location a lap later. This time he sorts it out. Brilliant from Archie Elliott. No opportunity for Dante Dhillon to resist. No opportunity to retaliate. And that, for me, is the move of the race. Now, we got side by side into the S's. That is Boyd Wayne Jr. managing to hold on to this little tussle. So Boyd Wayne Jr. has got pressure from Harvey McBrien and Sam Hampshire. McBrien goes for the inside. Hampshire slots into that inside position and gets the place. And behind them, they need to keep an eye on Ben Ireland, who's in the mix there as well. McBrien tries to get back on the inside. He's tapped the curb. Oh, that's why we say no curbing, because the second you hit that curb at the wrong mode, it chucks the card out. And that's such a shame for Harvey McBrien. That was going so well, but he just put that inside front left on the inside curb. It chucked him out, and there was nothing he could do except let the car pirouette. That's such a cruel moment, but it is inevitable when you're pushing the curbs that much. As up the inside, Dhillon goes for the move on Archie Elliott. Nice move there from Dhillon, but Elliott's going to try and come back on the outside. Brilliant! Archie Elliott finds traction, and now Dhillon's back on the inside of him, gets the place back for 3rd, but Archie Elliott's going to get a good exit. They're going to be side by side. Elliott's going to try and hold it round the outside of turn 1 and hold on in the 3rd position. Brilliant! Archie Elliott is absolutely on it today.
Oh, and a very late lunge there from Dante Dhillon. I'm not sure what Dante was doing down the
But now
straight.
Khan to the left side. Khan is going to come through on Dhillon to fourth. Dhillon's got to go for the move on Archie Elliott. He's never going to get through, and that's going to allow Khan through as well. Dhillon cuts across to stop Khan coming through.
I have to say, Dante Dillon's getting very aggressive out
Oh,
there.
and again.
He needs to watch out, otherwise race control. It's a very late lunge again into the final corner.
Well, that time it works, but again, he's going to run out wide. Dhillon now chops across on Archie Elliott. So Dhillon holding his nerve into third position, and he gets the black and white flag. I'm not surprised. Dhillon is given a warning there for dangerous driving. Elliott back on the inside to the S's. Oh, superb. Not phased at all. Archie Elliott coming straight back at it, moves across on Dhillon, and Khan is now waiting in the wings.
Yeah, I'm keeping a very close eye on this as well. So just as they come into the corners, I'm watching any kart direction change. But, not Lovelace. Elliott seems to be holding off now. Dhillon and Khan is all over the back of Dhillon.
Yeah, and not only Khan, but watch out because Pugh and Lovelace are coming. They are not far off. This is going to be a 6-kart squabble for third position. O'Shaughnessy has disappeared out in front. And now 10 seconds off the back of O'Shaughnessy. This battle is raging, but Khan is determined to go for Dhillon. Dhillon again cuts sharply into the chicane. No room in the in. Goodness me. Dante Dhillon is being incredibly authoritarian in the S's there, but Archie Elliott hangs on to third position for the moment. Dhillon is being incredibly strong-minded to try and hold on to his position. Now it's Cameron Khan he's got to deal with, and I don't think Cameron Khan is going to take too politely to the way that Dhillon has been defending to Elliott. Khan will have none of that.
Elliott and Khan both very defensive out the last corner, but Khan all over the back of Dhillon as they go into turn one. Here he goes.
Oh, he spins it! He spins it! And that's held up Pugh! Khan has lost it! Khan loses it! And that has definitely separated Elliott and Dhillon now. Lovelace has gone through past both of them. Pugh is held up. Khan continues. See, Cameron Khan tried the latest of late passes on Dante Dhillon, and he just lost it again because Dhillon was cutting across that inside line. And I wonder what Cameron Khan's thoughts are on that one.
No, I'm sure you'll see it on the replay, but as he goes in, you can just see it locks up under braking and he just loses the back end.
Yeah,
on
he
the
started
inside.
to lose it
Yeah.
before there was even impact between the two of them. So Khan just absolutely determined to go for the move. He said, enough, I want the place. And he just got a little bit too hot-headed. So Khan, unfortunately, there, to me, looked like the architect of his own demise. Richard Lacey seems to be setting up Harrison Pugh. Pugh looking over his shoulder, trying to keep this position back. So let's see if Lacey can get the move on the inside. He does! Brilliant overtake from Lacey. Now he's going to have to try and hold on to it on the inside line for the S's. And Pugh straight back up the inside. Great driving. So they are pushing very hard, but it's getting quite close out there. Further back, we're getting some really exciting battles out there on the circuit. Into that first corner, we're watching Boyd Wayne Jr. versus Sam Hampshire, and Ben Ireland is in the mix as they go through the S's. Careful, Boyd. He almost ended up with Sam Hampshire in the back of him there.
A lot of hand signals from Boyd Wayne Jr. there as he's got a cut up the inside.
Oh no, Hampshire's trying to make the move, and there's not enough room, and Ben Ireland gets past them both, and Boyd Wayne Jr. is livid.
Boyd Wayne Jr. there, I think he wasn't concentrating. He was more focused on what was going on the other side of him. His hands up was in the air, and he didn't realise there was a cut on the inside, and of course that's what's caused that.
Yeah, and that's basically a free gift for Ben Ireland to move up into 11th place. Cheers, boys. You guys scrap amongst yourselves. I'll just disappear in Scarpa, thank you. But how is Max O'Shaughnessy going to knit his way past Hampshire and McBrien? Because they are still squabbling away like Billy-O for 13th place. And this is going to be awkward if O'Shaughnessy catches them at the wrong time. They've got to get out the way here, but they are battling for position. What is O'Shaughnessy going to do?
I was about to go for a sneeze there, so luckily it didn't come at the right time. But yeah, he's all over the back of him now. He tried to get quick. They're so focused on trying to battle each other. There we go. Max O'Shaughnessy on the inside. He can see that it's him now.
Yeah, Hampshire realised he got out of the way, and now McBrien's got to do the same thing. McBrien looks behind him and realises, okay, so I've got to let O'Shaughnessy through, but I'm not going to let the other guy through, so how am I going to do this? Careful. Ease on the throttle now. You get the inside. Oh,
it was a bit of a nudge.
Was that O'Shaughnessy nudging him on the way through?
It was indeed, yeah.
Well, hang on a minute there, Max. I know you're frustrated, but you can't take it out on the back marker. That's a little bit cheeky. Starting out, as many of these drivers do, of course, in the Daytona DMAX, they begin life as the likes of O'Shaughnessy, Khan, and Pugh. They all came up through Daytona's in-car championship. Oh, a spin there up at the horseshoe, and that's at a rather awkward part of the circuit. Is that Benia? Yes, he's having a very excitable debut, isn't he, Victor Benia? Not exactly shining himself in glory, but he's loving it. He is now, by my mathematics, 7 laps down on Jack O'Neill. So, hey, he's probably doing better than I would have done, let's be fair.
Well, yeah.
Oh, charming. No backup then. Thanks for that. Honestly. Right, I'll show you my skills in the 24 hours, shall I? Right, here comes Max O'Shaughnessy, lapping the traffic again. This time he is going past Boyd Wayne Jr. and Ben Ireland. Boyd Wayne Jr., having made his move on Ben Ireland at long last, managed to get the opportunity to catch up to him and made a superb move to get into that 11th place. But now Max O'Shaughnessy is trying to make his way onto the tail and get through pretty quickly. Boyd Wayne Jr. realises it's him. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have been racing you. Whoops. Lets him go. 2.2 seconds is now the gap.
It's the smallest it's ever been since the race started, so Max O'Shaughnessy is gaining.
So now third position is going to be an interesting fight as well. Archie Elliott has got Dante Dhillon a lot closer to him. He was obviously hearing me, Dante, saying, well, he's not going as fast as he was. And he went, oh yeah, watch this. So now Dhillon is getting some fast laps in and starting to charge after Archie Elliott. Gus Silveira has had some problems in the pits and dropped down to 20th position and continued his way further forward. So now it is going to be a really exciting battle to the end of this race for third. He's got to get out of the way fairly sharpish. O'Neill is going to try and come through, and Jonathan Leck had to be made to get out of the way there by Jack O'Neill. Now, if O'Shaughnessy gets through faster, then we have got a showdown here. But Jonathan Leck has not made things easy for many people out there as he learns his craft. O'Shaughnessy to the inside, get out of the way. Look at that. Shakes his fist for practically, certainly waves his hand in disapproval. You are slow. Deal with it. We are faster. Get out of the way.
It's a tactic. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but yeah, you don't want to wave people out the way. You'll get a reputation for yourself, and I'm sure Max O'Shaughnessy already has. But you know, you've got to be a bit more respectful.
Oh, Fraser Brunton's made the move on Davis, but this is the move for third position. Dillon's going to make the move on the inside of Elliott, and Elliott again holds it round the outside. Dhillon tries again into the S's. No chance. Elliott is hanging on in there for dear life. Brilliant battling between these two. Up to the hairpin. And Elliott hangs on to third. Dhillon is absolutely charging. And Archie Elliott is trying to keep it together. And again, Elliott shuts the door in Dillon's face. Brilliant defence.
With only 9 minutes to go as well, this is going to get heated.
Yeah, this is for the championship, these two. 29 points between them. O'Neill is 29 points behind O'Shaughnessy, and Max is not going to want to settle for second place, especially when you take the dropped score system into account. So he is going to want to make the move on Jack O'Neill. He'll want to do it for supremacy. He'll want to do it for his own sense of belief, and he's caught him up. He spent a long, long time catching him, and now he's going to try and make that move.
There's the move. He's going to lose. There's contact.
He's hit him, and O'Neill goes into the barriers. O'Shaughnessy can't believe what he's done. He didn't mean to do it. He shakes his head and says, I can't believe I did that. I'm sorry. But Jack O'Neill's race is over. Well, surely O'Shaughnessy is going to get penalised for that, whether he meant to do it or not.
I mean, from my position, it's definitely an advantage by contact. He's gone straight into the back of him into turn one. He went to the inside, but Jack didn't know he was there. But it was just, there was no space for the move.
O'Shaughnessy is apologetic. He knows he shouldn't have done it. But I think that means then surely he's going to get a penalty. He's just got to keep going. O'Shaughnessy, look, he's being circumspect. He's shaking his head. I can't believe I did that.
But does that mean Archie Elliott, if he gets a black flag,
I think it does.
Archie Elliott's go back into first?
I think that means that Archie Elliott is effectively going to take the lead of this race. But no, we've got Dhillon and... We've got Dhillon at... No, what is going on
He's got
there?
an issue. He's got a problem.
Archie Elliott's slowing. Archie Elliott's slowing. I don't believe it. Mechanical problems for Archie Elliott. The car is not going anywhere. He's breaking down at the same part Jack O'Neill went off. Oh, cruel fate for Archie Elliott. Something has gone wrong and the car has come to a stop. Surely that would have been his victory. And he's absolutely beside himself with frustration. What a shame for Archie Elliott. That would have been his win, almost certainly. Well, let's argue that O'Shaughnessy might get a penalty. That means that Dante Dhillon could win this race, but he's got Sam Lovelace right behind him. That is so unfortunate for Archie Elliott. He'd done everything right in this race. That was the drive of the season.
We've got a full course yellow. Full
course yellow, and I'm not at all surprised. So what do we do now? O'Shaughnessy is in the lead as a result of that incident with him and Jack O'Neill, but almost certainly based on the incident, and he didn't mean to do it. You could see he was apologetic. He said, I'm sorry, Jack, I didn't mean to hit you off, but that doesn't change the fact that he's done so.
He's done it, and he's kept the position. I saw him slow down. He almost came to a stop. And of course
he came to a stop in the hope that Jack O'Neill could get going and he could give him the place back. But
he was so buried into the wall that it wasn't going to happen. Green flags are back out, and we're racing again. Dante Dhillon is effectively, I believe, going to be our race winner if Max O'Shaughnessy does get a penalty.
Well, it is being investigated at the moment. We don't know any definite answer on that one, but it means that Dante Dhillon and Sam Lovelace are fighting for second position at the moment, and Archie Elliott has got going again. Can you see? There he is. Archie Elliott has got going again. It's not going to be any compensation at all because he will now be a lap down. But Archie Elliott has got going. So has Jack O'Neill, by the way. He's slotted in behind Richard Lacey. With Harrison Pugh up to 4th, Khan up to 5th. But we are being told that there is a potential exclusion for Max O'Shaughnessy. And I have to say, I'm not in the least bit surprised. He will be apologetic. And I think he'll understand why. It's one of those most unfortunate of circumstances. He knows he's not been deliberate in trying to take O'Neill out, but it doesn't change the fact that he has hit him off.
Black flag for Max O'Shaughnessy.
That's a shame. Well, Max O'Shaughnessy, unfortunately, it's inevitable. And he knows it's come. He knows why. It doesn't make him feel any better about it. But championship-wise, that's a big moment. And because it's a black flag, he'll have to count it in his scores.
Yep, definitely. And that
has changed the face of this championship.
This is our battle.
And look at the battle for third position. It's between Khan and Pugh. Khan and Pugh having an amazing squabble for third place behind Lovelace, who is second. And the leader of the race now, of course, is this man, Dante Dhillon. He leads the race. Who'd have thought that? About 20 minutes ago, he was in 4th place, struggling to keep up with Archie Elliott, and all of a sudden, he is now the race leader. It is genuinely one of the most unbelievable ends to a race I have ever seen in Daytona DMAX. Incredibly, Jack O'Neill still has a chance to win, although we've only got 2.5 minutes to go, so he's going to run out of time to do anything about it. But let's suggest that one more thing were to happen, O'Neill could still get the victory. Now, O'Shaughnessy's been black flagged, but he's not been excluded. So he's been brought in, he's been told what he did wrong, he already knows that, but he's gone out onto the circuit in 9th position. So O'Shaughnessy will be allowed to score points because he wasn't excluded.
O'Neill overtaking the number 7 cut.
That's Leslie.
That's Leslie, one of the back markers.
He needed to do that because he needed to keep himself in the fight. But what it means then is that O'Shaughnessy will not be excluded. So that's the important thing. He's been given the black flag. But
and it puts him in 9th place behind Fraser Brunton, O'Shaughnessy.
Well, I'm absolutely astonished. That's one of the most dramatic ends to a race I think I've ever seen, and it's still going on because Lovelace has now got pressure for 3rd from Khan. Khan is going to try and get into 2nd position now as Dante Dhillon comes across the line to begin the penultimate lap of the race. But Lovelace is going to get a challenge for 2nd here from Cameron Khan. Khan is going to make a move on Lovelace. Lovelace being very defensive. Khan is going to make the move into the S's, and Lovelace continues to run with him. Lovelace has to hang back. Khan gets the move. Brilliant overtake. And now Pugh and O'Neill are trying to charge forward.
How is this going to go down? It's so little time remaining. And is Harrison going to go for a move down the inside? He doesn't do it. O'Neill's all over the back of Harrison as well. I don't know how.
Do you know what? Jack O'Neill has suddenly realised, because he's got communication for the pits, you could still get the podium here, mate. O'Shaughnessy's not going to be higher than 9th. You could get the podium here. We could make this championship come to us, and O'Neill's going for it. Up the inside of Harrison Pugh. Pugh is not going to let him out the place. He runs deep. O'Neill's trying to come back. Pugh's going to cut up the inside. Jack O'Neill gets the place. Brilliant. Absolutely terrific overtake from Jack O'Neill. Up in a 4th place. Not a lot Harrison Pugh could do about that. But out in front, it is going to be Dante Dhillon from 4th position about 20 minutes ago with no hope of the podium at one stage. He has fought it back with incidents around him. The checkered flag is about to come out, and amazingly, it is for Dante Dhillon. Unbelievable. Dante Dhillon takes his first win of the season, his first podium of the season, and the man who finished 3rd in last year's standings, who was 4th coming into this weekend, finally hits the podium, and it's the top spot. Dante Dhillon, what a result.
I mean, the beginning of the race, if you'd have called that, you'd have probably been right. But in the middle of the race, when he was down in 4th, what were you going to call? I wouldn't have called that. But then the dramatic endings of that race, what a finale.
Unbelievable end to that race. I genuinely didn't see that one coming, but, well, O'Shaughnessy is not excluded. He does finish in 9th place, so he'll get points, but he'll definitely be dropping that score from his tally, and that means that the championship should go down to the last 2 rounds of the championship at Milton Keynes and Sandown Park. So there we go. That just shows you the height differentiation between our drivers. They're level, and they're on 3 different podium steps. Brilliant. Jack, that was a very tough race. I mean, we obviously saw the incident. We know that Max didn't mean to take you out into that particular corner. Talk us through how you saw it.
Well, I didn't really. I was sort of there, and then all of a sudden I was in the tyres. It was just one of those things. But yeah, Max was very apologetic afterwards, and it was just one of those things. He just unfortunately outbraked himself. Going into that corner was very difficult at the best of times, and to try and get in there, and just misjudged it. And unfortunately, once you're tapped a little bit, you're off into the rubbishy stuff, and all of a sudden the kart was all over the place and was in the tyres by the end of it. But no, overall it was fight back to 3rd, which was a bit of a surprise. But hey, take that result in the end. It was fair enough.
And of course, what it means is that these last 2 rounds of the championship, things are going to be mighty close in the title fight.
I'm not sure how close it is. I think Max has still got a good advantage on the dropped rounds. But yeah, 2 rounds to go, everything to play for. And well done to Dante. Great job, first win of the season. And also, I was dedicating a trophy to baby Harrison, Andrew's son, who's not here today. But here you go, here's the first trophy. There you go.
Fantastic. Well done, Jack.
Thank you.
Let's have a word with Sam Lovelace in 2nd position. Sam, you're very happy with this 2nd position, a really good fight, and you were in the top 5 all day long, and it's quite pleasant the way that race came to you in the end.
Yeah, certainly. I'm so pleased because the guy in first is Dante Dhillon. But I have to say, I'm sorry for Archie. He drove a fantastic race. He had a kart failure, so if it wasn't for that, it was potentially a win. He did really well today, so well done, mate.
And hopefully next time out, there's another opportunity potentially for the win. Everything is going very well in terms of pace, so it looks like we could see more from you.
Yeah, certainly. I just need Jack and Max to take each other off at Sandown, so happy days.
Don't wish for things like that. It might happen. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, cheers.
Right, Dante Dhillon. Yes, the bad luck is over. Great to see you on the top step.
Yeah, I'm very pleased. So surprised. Did not expect it. Obviously, first time with my parents not here. I didn't have a radio. Had no idea what was going on. To be told I was first was like a shock. I want to echo what Sam said with Archie Elliott. I was with him the whole race. He drove fantastically. Just bad luck. Everyone gets it sometimes. Just got to build yourself back up from that. Yeah, just drove the nuts off the car, or drove the wheels off the car, kart. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I'm just really pleased.
And now with 2 rounds to go, you're still in that fight for the top 3 in the championship again. It looks like it could be a very nice end to the season.
Yeah, it should be very exciting. Really looking forward to it. I didn't think I was going to be in the top 3. I didn't think I had any good chances to be in the top 3. But now, after today, I definitely feel more motivated now. Also, went on to Sam, 2nd place. Finally got a 1-2, something we've wanted for nearly 2 years now, so really pleased.
And the next time it happens, he'll be ahead of you, so you'll have to... No?
Well, it'll be good to have it both times so we can both have this... so we can both win. I want him to win as well, so...
You say that now.
I say that now, but no. Sam and I, we've raced together for ages. We want each other to do well. So yeah, next round at Milton Keynes, we did fairly well last year, so hopefully same again.
Fantastic. Brilliant win, Dante. Terrific job.
Thank you very much.
Wow, what a spicy end to the race. I don't think any of us were seeing that one coming.
No. I was out the seat, didn't know what to say, and it was just how did that happen? We went from 0 to 100 miles an hour in one lap, and it was just, well, yeah, what a race. What a race.
And there's still 2 rounds to go and a championship showdown to look forward to. But if you want to be on that grid, the number's below. DaytonaMax.co.uk is the website to head to. And who knows, could be you on the podium.